Hi guys, how are you all doing? Um, Welcome guys to my channel. Um, welcome to the tennis world with the tennis expert. That's my new name of my channel. Tennis world with the tennis expert, and I am your tennis expert. So I hope you're going to enjoy this channel and being a part of tennis world with the tennis expert, which is myself. I am the tennis expert, and I am going to really be with you through the rest of the year and years to come. I've got expert information on tennis. I've predicted many things right in the past, including I predicted I predicted that Nadal would beat Medvedev in 5 sets in the Australian Open final. I also had Nadal beating Djokovic in 4 sets in the French Open quarterfinals. So even if you just wanted to bet and you wanted to know who's more likely to win, you can come here. If you just enjoy knowing about tennis, the tactics and all of that things. So guys, please subscribe to my channel, Tennis World with the Tennis Expert. And that's me. I'm the tennis expert. So, guys, enjoy, subscribe, thumbs up, bell notification. Let's get into the Wimbledon Preview 2022, shall we? So, first, what I just want to say, just have a look at this Wimbledon draw, and just Wimbledon in general, and who's likely to win, right? I want to say I felt like before when it comes to Wimbledon, we had Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, right? Who were good on grass, and the next generation, they had not learned to play on grass as of yet, right? So that's kind of what I felt, my outlook. And then we get rid of Federer because he's not there. So now you just got Nadal and Djokovic, and the next generation's not quite learned to play on grass yet, right, guys? And then if there was someone who could threaten them on grass, it's probably guys who are good on fast hard court, like Medvedev and Zverev. So they've won the top 8 tournament the last 2 years. They beat the best. Medvedev can't play because of the Russian ban, and Zverev has got an injured ankle. So the two guys who are good on faster surfaces, Medvedev and Zverev, who, like I said, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic know how to play on grass, done it for years, they're good at it. The next generation are a long way behind anyway, even with Medvedev and Zverev. But if any of them would say, well, they've got a chance of doing it, it's going to be Medvedev and Zverev due to the fact that they've done very well on indoor hard courts. And they're the best two of the next generation consistently anyway. They've won the top 8 the last 2 years. So, yes, even with them, they would be behind because no one's proved from the next generation they can do it on grass, right? But Medvedev and Zverev have done it on fast courts. So, even with them, they would be a long way behind Federer and Nadal, or this time it's Nadal and Djokovic. But regardless of who's playing, but if anyone had a small chance of doing it, it's Medvedev and Zverev. So they're not even there. So what that does, it creates an even bigger gap in this Wimbledon between Nadal and Djokovic and anyone else, because there was already a bigger gap, but the two guys with a chance to at least come close, Medvedev and Zverev, are gone. So what that's done this Wimbledon is enlarge the gap to a bigger degree, right, guys? So I just want you to all know that, right? Um, Then what I want to do is I'll go through the draw round by round. I want to just mention, out of considering there was like 3 who were good on grass, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. Federer out, there's 2. The best of the next generation likely to come up and challenge. Zverev and Medvedev are gone. So then the gap is bigger, and then it's a big 2 with Nadal and Djokovic and no Federer. So it's really all about Nadal and Djokovic. There was already a big gap because the younger generation don't know how to play on grass, and then the 2 guys that would be the closest, Medvedev, Zverev now gone. So it's really about a sort of a two-horse race now with an even bigger gap. Um, First, looking at Nadal and Djokovic's game before I get into the draw, right? Obviously, Djokovic would be the favourite. He's won it the last 3 times, and Nadal's not even played on grass for 3 years out of those particular two. So right off the bat, we're looking at a Nadal Djokovic way above everybody else, but then Djokovic sort of ahead of Nadal due to what he's done in the last 3 years, winning it in 2018, 2019, 2021, was not in 2020. So that's where we are. And then the other guy, Nadal, not playing for 3 years. So right there, you've got a two-horse race with Djokovic a bit ahead. That's sort of how I'm looking at the draw in general. But a couple of things to close the gap between Nadal and Djokovic, I would point out would be, and to actually improve Nadal's chance. That a lot of people just say, "Oh, grass is not his thing." Okay, he won it twice. It's a long time ago. He won the Australian Open once in 2009, and 13 years later he won it. So before this year, he was actually better at Wimbledon. He'd won it twice, 2010 last time. Australian Open won it once, 2009. But most of the improvements Nadal has made at his game lately in the last few years that he's not been playing on grass actually suit the grass surface. So, guys, let me explain what those are. One, when you attack to his backhand, this backhand low chip that he does, he's improved that a lot. It's now very good. Now, on grass, these backhand chips have the most value and cause the most impact. So, that's one thing that he's added to his game that really helps grass court play. Another thing is just whenever he's in a rally, he's trying to attack from the very first point, not just be consistent, build a point. Now, it's grass is first strike tennis, so if you're more attacking, you get more value from that on grass, right? His net play is improved. That's very important because it's an attacking surface, a fast surface. His drop shots, they've improved a lot. Which again, a low bouncing surface is important. So the serve is much better, and on a fast surface, your serve gets through the court faster. So when you've improved that, that's going to have more value. So between his volleys that are very important are much better, which helps grass. His drop shots much better, which are very important on grass. Um, his volley game. So I'm saying his volley game, his drop shots, his chips, him being overall more aggressive in the rally, and then having a far better serve. So just a much better attacking game, a better volleyer, better on the backhand chip that's going to keep low on grass, and better serve. And then the 1-2 punch where he's got the serve, which is aggressive and is more effective, having a better serve on grass, right? And then he's got an attacking big forehand behind it. And then even what he's improved even this year, right? Like the forehand, he used to have to run around the backhand to hit a forehand, right? And then the problem is on grass, the ball was traveling much too fast through the court. So he didn't have time to get around the backhand and hit forehands, right? So you really need to be better on your backhand, hit more backhands and have an aggressive backhand like you're hitting it harder to finish the point. Well, this year Nadal's improved his backhand. He's hitting it harder and faster, so he won't have to run around the backhand hit forehand and struggle for lack of time on the forehand because he can just hit backhands. His backhand's much better and it's aggressive and powerful. So that's a very important step for grass. So when you include the backhand being much better, the serve being much better, just being more aggressive at the start of the points to push the opponent back and take control. His volley game, his drop shots, his backhand chips, keeping low on grass, all these improvements that Nadal's made to his game lately, they're all things that suit grass down to the ground. So he should be much better than he was on a grass court in previous times because of these improvements and because they suit grass so much, right? Now, let's look at for example, before he made these improvements, he started in maybe 2019. 2018, he met Djokovic in Wimbledon and lost 10-8 in the fifth set, right? So that's very, very close. One or two things would swing it either way. He wasn't as aggressive and attacking as he is now. Didn't have the serve that he has now, which Djokovic had a way better serve. Chips, the backhand chip, the volley game, all these improvements that I mentioned, he didn't have. But even without those improvements, he still pushed Djokovic on a grass court to 10-8. So he's a lot of things to push him over the limit. So, but instead that he's not proven to win on grass for a while. Djokovic is the informed player in recent years. So, but I'm saying, just so you understand my predictions, the fact that last time they were that close and the fact that Nadal's improved many grass court specific skills, I think that closes the gap. And then when we're talking about this year, Nadal's the guy, informed guy. He's won both Grand Slams, right? But like I said, overall, big gap Nadal and Djokovic from everyone else because they've not learned to play on grass. And the two guys that if they were to challenge in Medvedev, Zverev, they're gone. So that's just my overview of the Wimbledon, how I think it will go. We're talking about a fast, low bouncing surface. I'll just go through the draw quickly, round by round, and tell you guys how I see it playing out. Djokovic, the number one seed, he'll have Kwan in the first round. He'll win that. Just a moment, guys. He'll have Kokkinakis in the second round. Djokovic should win that quite easily. Or some Polish guy that I can't even pronounce his name. Anyway, it'll be straight sets. He won't be challenged there. Kemanovic in the third round could be a Kemanovic, I think it's quite tough for a third round, but still they're both Serbian. He probably idolized Djokovic. It should be 3 sets. He may grab a set. But either way, if he gets a set and makes it 4, he'll just give Djokovic a bit more practice. It won't be a long 5-hour, 5-set match anyway. It'd be two guys rallying. Djokovic will just do it better. Then he'll probably play Opelka in the fourth round. Opelka's got a huge serve. He could rush Djokovic. But I just think Djokovic will, someone who relies so much on their serve, Djokovic is able to take that away with his great return, get it back, force them into rallies, and then Opelka versus Djokovic in rallies won't be able to do it. And the one thing that he'll be relying on is serve. Djokovic getting it back with his great return will take it away and force him into rallies. He'll be out rallied. Just a bad matchup there, straight sets. So let's look at Alcaraz as part of the draw. I've got Djokovic through to the quarterfinal. He's got Struff. We don't know because we don't know how he'll play on grass. He's from Spain. They don't really like it. So it's hard to know what he will do. But I'm just going to give my best guess. I'm going to do quarterfinal previews of Wimbledon, semi-final and final previews right before it happens. So I'll have the updated information based on where we are at that stage. But let's go from here. I'm going to say he'll have a good enough return. He could struggle because he's not used to grass, but he'll beat Struff. Then Fanini or Greek Sport. He'll win that. Let's just say 3 or 4 sets because we don't know how good he is on grass, so it's hard to know. Otto, I saw Medvedev destroy him, so I'll assume that Alcaraz would at least be able to get the win, maybe 4 sets again. Then he's going to play Sinner. Sinner may not even make it. And if he does, he's not good on grass. Neither is Alcaraz, but Alcaraz is overall the better player. So I'll give it, let's just say 4 or 5 sets to Alcaraz, right? So then we're going to have in this part of a draw a Djokovic-Alcaraz quarterfinal. I'm going to just go ahead and say, I'll give it to Djokovic right now in 4 sets, just because I think, Alcaraz, he's good. He can challenge Djokovic. He can beat Djokovic, but the pressure of the experience, the Grand Slam of a Grand Slam quarterfinal. Djokovic been there and done it before. Djokovic a lot of experience on grass and believes in himself. Alcaraz, you know, hasn't got past a Grand Slam quarterfinal, breaking through mental barriers of pressure and all of these issues. But then Carlos Alcaraz, also he's finding his way on grass. So the combination, he's not been past a quarterfinal. He's got to beat a mental barrier. He's got to do it against Djokovic, do it on his worst surface if he's trying to find his feet versus Djokovic. Won this the last 3 years, lots of experience on grass, been past the quarterfinals, just another day at the office. So I'll give it to Djokovic in 4 sets and I'll put him through to the semifinals. So let's just see who Djokovic will play, right? I think the likelihood would be her catch. But yeah, I'm just moving through the draw to look at her catch as part of the draw. So yeah, her catch has got Davidovich Fokina. He'll overpower him, take his time away. Then Corio or Vesely, straight sets here, he'll win that. Tommy Paul, 3 or 4 sets, I would say he'll overpower him. Yeah, Dimitrov. No, yeah, Cameron Norrie, again, same things. Too much power. Norrie won't be able to get in rallies. He'll just be overpowered. Won't be able to get back her catch a serve. Then on the return, he'll just go for it. He'll overpower Norrie. And Norrie will never get any rhythm, never be able to get in any rallies, will always have his time taken away. Then in the quarterfinals, he will play it's meant to be right. See, I don't really know who he's going to play. There's a whole series of players. I'll just say Tiafoe for now, because Rudd's part of the draw. He'll beat Tiafoe or Rudd if he makes it. It'll be sort of 3 sets, 4 sets on either. So her catch will be in the semifinals versus Djokovic, right? So now I'm going to go through the other side of the draw. So Nadal's part. Nadal, Sarandolo, he won't get a guy with a big serve to rush him, to just go for it, take Nadal's time, not let him in a rally. He'll just get another guy who prefers clay. Nadal has more experience than him of adapting to grass, is better at it. So Nadal in straight sets, that one. Then Sam Querrey, I mean, if he's dangerous and has a day and gets really hot and rushes Nadal, he could get a set, but it'll be 3 or 4 sets. Like Nadal had a chance to play in the Hurlingham exhibition. Sam Querrey, Aliassime. Aliassim's much better than him, and that grass court is much faster, lower bouncing, much more uncomfortable than the Wimbledon grass, and against a better player. And he was able to sort of be at an equal level with him. So now with more time on grass, slower grass, Querrey not as good as Aliassime. So it'll be 3 or 4 sets. He'll then get Sonigo in the 3rd round, right? And Sonigo is just not proven on grass. Nadal will just be too consistent, too much power with the forehand, improve serve, volley, all this stuff. Sonigo will be too inconsistent, so that'll be straight sets. Nadal should get Cilic in the 4th round. Even though Cilic looked good at the French Open, and you would think if he's at the semi-finals at the French Open on that form, he'd be much better at Wimbledon on the grass against Nadal and be a real threat. But I think it could be a one-off. I mean, he's not been good for a while. He's not been consistent. He's not really even been to a Wimbledon quarterfinal to even say that if Nadal wasn't there, he deserves to be there. I think he's past his best. I think the French Open was a one-off. It should be 3 sets for Nadal, but if he's better than we think he is, he could get a set there. But in the end, Nadal's return will be too good. He'll force him into too many rallies. He'll move him around with a forehand, out-rally him. On Nadal's serve, Cilic will have no hope because his return isn't good enough. So Nadal will get 3 points. Nadal will get short balls and hammer with the forehand. And Nadal will out-rally Nadal will just out-rally Cilic, and then it'll either be on Nadal serve 3 points, 1-2 punches of the forehand, or rallies that Nadal starting ahead with the forehand and moving around, exposing his lack of movement. On Cilic's serve, when he gets first serves and he can hold them in it, he misses a whole bunch of first serves. Nadal will get it back, get him into rally, out-rally him, get the break. So Nadal will move through to the quarterfinals there. So let's see, in the quarterfinals, I'm not going to go for Aliassime's part of the draw. I'm just going to, he's got to actually, I'll just go through it quickly. He's got Cressy, so he could be out. He's then got Evans. I think he'll be able to win that. Fritz, it could go either way, but I'll give it to him. I'll have him playing Nadal in the quarterfinals. The fact that they played on the Hurlingham club, which is a much faster, lower bouncing like Wimbledon in the 90s, and the fact that Nadal was able to, Nadal broke his serve once. He didn't break Nadal's serve even once. He just won because of 2 tiebreakers, right? And this is Nadal like early on, like first few matches on grass, finding his way, nowhere near where he will be when he's been on grass and made it all the way through to the quarterfinals and really clicked and really got used to the surface and really found his level. So Aliassime had a chance to, one, have Nadal in his first few matches on grass where he's really vulnerable to beat him. 2, get him on a court that's much more faster and lower bouncing that he can attack and expose Nadal and really get him. But the fact that they were about equal on this court, what's going to change is, one, now from that match, Nadal will be used to grass, so he'll be better on any grass, whether it Hurlingham, Wimbledon, and he doesn't need to get better because he's already equal to Aliassime now. So, but he'll be better, which will put him over the line to be good enough to get the win, just based on more time on grass. Secondly, it's a slower grass court, so Aliassime using his serve, attack, shorten points, taking time away, avoiding rallies with Nadal. On a slower grass court, Nadal has more time to get back his powerful shots, more time to get back his serve, plus he's now better on grass because he's spent more time on grass. So when you add those 2 things together, the slower grass court, so ability to get back more of Aliassime's serve, more of Aliassime's powerful shots, force Aliassime into more rallies, and more time on grass being much better. But even with his first few matches on grass where he's vulnerable on an extremely fast grass court, he's already line ball with Aliassime, but he'll be much better and the court will be much slower. I think Nadal's going to win in just, say, 4 sets. Aliassime will have one set where maybe he gets hot, serves big, goes for it, hits a whole bunch of winners, shorten points, takes time away, just let it serve, attacking, shorten points, avoiding rallies, gets hot, blows Nadal around away. But the rest of the time, like I said, Nadal's now better on grass, the court's slower. Nadal already was looking better than him in Hurlingham, maybe, or at least equal. Nadal can get back his serve, force him into rallies all the time, out-rally him. Every time Aliassime misses a whole bunch of first serves, Nadal can get back that serve and force him into a rally and out-rally him. On Nadal's serve, he wasn't broken in Hurlingham. He might not be broken here because he gets 3 points off the serve on grass. He gets a 1-2 punch, a short ball, and finish off with a forehand, or rallies where he starts ahead of his serve. And again, Aliassime has no chance. But on Aliassime's serve, it's Aliassime. It's Aliassime missing when he misses his first serve, right? And Nadal gets a whole bunch of second serves. Whenever that happens, he can get him in rallies and he'll out-rally him. So Aliassime will be constantly under pressure. He must make that first serve land. The minute he doesn't, it's a whole bunch of rallies. Nadal out-rallies him, he's broken. But like I said, Nadal's serve, Nadal's either getting 3 points, starting 1-2 punches with the forehand, or rallies where he starts the rally ahead and he's just going to out-rally Aliassime anyway. And then Aliassim's winning it while he gets his first serve in. When he doesn't, Nadal gets it deep, gets him into a rally and out-rallies him. We already saw on a very fast grass court he could break him, but being much better on grass and a slower grass court, then you'll see more breaks than that. So I'd say 4 sets to Nadal. Then as I'm going to have to look at Berrettini's part of the draw, because now we've got Nadal into the semi-finals, right, guys? So I'm pretty sure that Berrettini has a high probability of making it. Yeah, so Berrettini, he's going to get Garin, straight sets, Hassler from Sweden or some French guy. He'll move it through. He'll beat Brooksby probably 3 sets, maybe 4. Just they're both power guys. He's just better with the serve and the forehand, more power in the rallies and the serve. And then in the 4th round, he gets Schwartzman or Demonar. He'll just hugely overpower them with the serve, the power game, and all of those sort of things. And then Schwartzman won't get in any rallies, won't get enough serves back. In his service games, doesn't get enough out of his serve. He'd just be overpowered in the rallies with the forehand. So straight sets for Berrettini there. And then in the quarterfinals, Berrettini, Tsitsipas, they're going to do the same thing, serve plus forehand. I think Berrettini's got a bigger serve and a bigger forehand, so they'll be doing the same thing with attacking shortened points, taking time away with the serve plus the forehand. But Berrettini's serve is just a bit better, his forehand's just a bit better, and his forehand's more ready for grass, where like a shorter motion to sort of be ready to strike, whereas Tsitsipas can have his forehand arriving a bit later. So he's just doing everything a bit better than Tsitsipas. I don't know if Tsitsipas will make it here, but Berrettini will win and he'll be in the semi-finals. So now we're down to the semi-finals, right? Nadal against Berrettini and Djokovic Hurkacz, right? So Nadal Berrettini, we saw them play at the Australian Open semi-final. Fast, lower bouncing hard court, similar to grass. This court may be slightly lower bouncing, slightly faster, but very similar. Nadal won in 4 sets. I'm saying the same thing again. Problem is for Berrettini, whenever he misses a whole bunch of first serves, Nadal can get him in a rally. And in those rallies, number one, what Djokovic does to him, get back to serve, force him into rallies, out rally him, move him around, expose the lack of movement when he misses first serves. Nadal can do that to him. But in addition to that, Nadal can hammer his favorite forehand cross court into Berrettini's weak backhand. So now Berrettini's facing an onslaught of forehands into his backhand, and his weak backhand can't defend against Nadal's high quality forehand across court. So he's going to lose all those rallies. He'll have to keep getting the first serve in all the time to get 3 points and a serve plus a forehand. But the minute he doesn't, he'll get in long rallies. Nadal moving him around, exposing his lack of movement, beating him with consistency, and hammering the forehand cross court into the backhand. So Berrettini will need to keep having serves plus forehands, but the minute he missed first serves, he's moved around, he's out rallied, he's got Nadal hammering the forehand in his backhand, he's broken. So he won't be able to serve first serves every game of the match. He'll miss some, he'll get in rallies, Nadal will move him around, expose his lack of movement, and hammer the forehand across court into Berrettini's weak backhand, like he did at the Australian Open, and expose him there. On Nadal's serve, it'll be like Nadal will get 3 points because Berrettini's not a great returner. He'll get serves plus forehands. And then when Berrettini gets the ball back on Nadal's second serve, he can again get in. There'll be long rallies, but rallies with Nadal starting to point ahead due to his serve landing in. So he'll just again move Berrettini around, expose his lack of movement, and then just be able to, like Djokovic does, defense, consistency, move the big guy around, expose his lack of movement, and also be able to, in those rallies, go with that huge forehand across court, hammer it into Berrettini's weak one-handed backhand. So he'll win when it's a rally and it's off his second serve, he'll win it. When it's a first serve landing in, he'll get 3 points and he'll get serve plus forehands. Worst case, second serve, it's a rally. He out-rallies Berrettini. So Berrettini's either facing 3 points from Nadal, serve plus forehand, or just losing these long rallies where he's moved around and Nadal's hammering his forehand into his backhand. And Berrettini's serve, he's dependent on the serve landing in all the time and a forehand, but the minute it doesn't, Then suddenly it's long rallies. Nadal's moving him around, exposing his lack of movement, and hammering the forehand across court to his backhand. He's broke. So the minute Berrettini has a game where he does get a lot of first serves in, he's broken. Whereas Nadal's holding serve, whether it's by his serve or whether his serve's missing it, he's out rallying, right? So Nadal in 4 sets. The other semi-final will feature Novak Djokovic, Hubert Hurkacz. I just think in this one, it'll probably be 4 sets again. Like Nadal, I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but Nadal would beat Berrettini in 4 sets. Djokovic over Hubert Hurkacz in 4 sets. I just think like he's too dependent on his serve. Djokovic will get too many returns back into play, force him into too many rallies, and then move him around, outgrind him, sort of have these long grinding rallies where he's got Hurkacz's serve back, he's moving Hurkacz around, and when Hurkacz doesn't want these long grinding rallies, then he's going to have to go for too much power, too close to the line to get past Djokovic's defense and make a whole lot of errors. If he doesn't, it's Djokovic moving him around, exposing his lack of movement and all of that. And Nadal and Djokovic will get back enough serves to get him into these long rallies where he's either moving him around and out rallying him or Hurkacz going for too much power, too close to the line and making errors, right? And then on Djokovic's serve, it's getting 3 points, serve plus forehand. He's having rallies where he's starting ahead and moving Hurkacz around. So whether it's his first serve landing in, winning off the serve, or second serve, just out rallying, he's winning all kinds of points off his serve. Whereas Hurkacz is winning them off his first serve, but the minute he misses a first serve, Djokovic gets it back deep, gets him into a long rally, moves him around, out rallies him, and then Hurkacz to stop that goes for too much, makes errors. So Hurkacz's game is dependent on the first serve always landing in. The minute he doesn't, too many rallies, and he's out rallied and broken. Whereas Djokovic wins from his first serve, from the serve plus forehand, or the long rallies when his first serve doesn't land in, just out rallying Hurkacz, moving him around. So 4 sets there for Djokovic. So we end up with a Nadal Djokovic Wimbledon final, guys. So I'm going to say for now, Djokovic in 5, right? I just think that when Djokovic has won the last 3 Wimbledons, he's won it 6 times. Nadal's won 5. Nadal's won 2. Djokovic has won the last 3 as far as recent times. Nadal hasn't won it for 12 years. So just based on that, I'll be accused of bias if I say Nadal will win, because I've got to go with the most likely outcome. And the fact is, Djokovic is the most likely outcome because he's won it more than Nadal, and recently he's won it the last 3 years in a row. But the one thing Nadal has going for him is number one, what Nadal has going for him is, firstly, if you just forget about surface, he's been the best player this year. He's done it in the Grand Slams. Djokovic has not won one for a whole year. So if you just think about 2022 form, it's 2 Grand Slams for Nadal and 0 for Djokovic. And he's not just done it on clay. He did it at the Australian Open on a very fast, low-bouncing hard court, on a court that's been even worse for him than Wimbledon. So he has every chance here. Like I said, last time they played, 2018, 10-8 in the 5th set. Djokovic won, basically got over the line because he had more free points and a better serve. It's important on grass. Nadal's improved his serve. He's improved his attacking return of serve, volley, chip, backhand chip that stays low, and just being more aggressive in the point. His 1-2 punch, all those attacking qualities, very important to grass. And if he could bring that back for the 2018 match, he would have won. But we're talking about Djokovic in 2022. So, like I said, they were very close in 2018. Nadal's improved all the points of his match to be able to win now. Like all the things that he wasn't good enough on grass, the serve, the 1-2 punch, the attacking in the rally, the volleying, the drop shots, the being much more aggressive from the start of the point to try to take control of the point and go for more in the rallies. All these things are important. All these things are very important on grass. All these things he lacked, which means he wasn't as good on grass, but he has now. So he's definitely going to close the gap. But I can't just go and say, just because of all of those things, that he's going to win, because I'll be looked at as biased. The fact is, the guy who's won it 6 times in the last 3 years, you've got to say at least, despite all that, he's slightly more likely to win. So for now, I'm going to say Djokovic in 5 sets. But Nadal, with all of his improvements that I've mentioned, the fact that even before the improvements, he only lost 10-8 in the fifth set, and they made it indoors. Outdoors, Nadal could have even won then without the improvements, but we put it outdoors maybe this year. Nadal's got all these improvements. Nadal's serve is just as good as Djokovic. He's got the backhand chip. He's got the volley. He's more aggressive. I mean, what we could see here is a much better Nadal, good enough to put him over the line. But I can't say Nadal because I might predict him like in my final preview after I've seen how they played the previous 6 matches, because I have no idea. It's very close. But Djokovic is better in grass, but Nadal's made so many improvements to catch up to where he is. But at the end of the day, I have to make a prediction, and it's just hard before a tournament to say that the guy who's won it 6 times and the guy who's won it the last 3 years is going to lose to the guy who hasn't played there for 3 years and hasn't won it for 12 years. So based on all that, I'm going to give it to Nadal in Djokovic. Sorry, I'm going to give it to Djokovic in 5 sets. The advantages he has on grass compared to clay when they met. One, Djokovic doesn't have the power to hit through Nadal's defense on clay. Nadal can hit through his defense. On grass, it's faster. They both hit through each other's defense. That's point one. Point two, so now they both have that. Djokovic has a short backswing, so he's ready for the ball traveling fast to actually take his swing, hit winners, and he's in place and ready. Nadal can sometimes arrive a bit late. And in clay, he always has time to set up, hit the big forehand. But on grass, he can arrive late. So on clay, you've got where Nadal can hit through Djokovic. Djokovic can't hit through Nadal. Nadal has all this time to set up on the forehand. On grass, they can both hit through each other, but now Nadal doesn't really have time to set up his forehand and arrives late. Djokovic is starting the point ahead by having a better serve and a better second serve return, where he can start 75% of the points ahead better off his first serve, off his second serve, getting through the court faster, and his attacking return of serve. That'll work better, where he can start the rallies ahead 75% of the time, unless it's when Nadal's getting in his first serve. That doesn't really get through the court to actually give him that advantage on clay. On grass, it gets through the court faster. He serves, his second serve return, so he's more rallies that he's going to start ahead. Then in the rallies, he can hit the ball hard through the court to Nadal's forehand. Nadal arrives late on the ball. His forehand swing is just a bit too slow, and he arrives late and doesn't time it properly. On clay, if you try to get the ball fast through the court to Nadal's forehand, he always has time to get that forehand motion off and hit a big forehand. But on grass, he can arrive a bit late. So it's another advantage to Djokovic here. But like I said, so many things. I'll preview the final. I'm going to come back and do three. I'm saying Djokovic is going to be your 2022 Wimbledon champion, but it's a nail biter, beating Nadal in a 5th set at the Wimbledon final. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to preview the Wimbledon semifinals. I'm going to preview the Wimbledon quarterfinals. That'll be my next video, right when the 4th round ends. Then after the quarterfinals, right before the semifinals, I'll preview the semifinals. And when the semifinals end, right before the final, I'll preview the final. My picks are not fixed. I've not seen them play in this tournament. A lot of them not on this surface, but definitely not on this tournament. So it's hard to know how they're going to be playing, but those will be much more accurate because I'll be able to give you all the matches they've played in the tournament, all their form in the lead up, and I'll be able to know exactly how they're playing. Like I'll tell you right now, if Nadal's playing better in the tournament than Djokovic, I'll be changing to Nadal because it's a very line ball for me. I'm just doing it on past Wimbledons, but then for my final preview, it won't just be about past Wimbledons, it'll be about how they've played the 6 matches to get into the final. So considering it's line ball for me now, could go either way. If one guy's playing better than the other in those 6 matches, I'm going to go for them. But I'll have much more accurate, up-to-date, in-depth information because I'll be able to talk about all the matches these players played to get to that specific quarterfinal, semifinal, final, and really give you very accurate, up-to-date information. So come back for my quarterfinal preview right before the quarterfinals, then my semifinal preview right before the semifinal, and my final preview, right? That's my video for today. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up, guys, and come back for my quarterfinal Wimbledon preview, which I believe the quarterfinals are on Wednesday. So it should be it's Saturday now, so 10 days. So Tuesday, not this coming Tuesday, the following one, 10 days from this video. Right when the fourth round ends, I'll be previewing the quarterfinals. So come back and be back for that. But guys, be back for that video. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up, guys. See you guys in a bit over a week for my Wimbledon quarterfinal preview, guys. Thanks for being with you guys. Be back for my quarterfinal preview. Subscribe. See you guys soon. Have a wonderful day or night, and bye for now.